knowing that every once in a while you'd like to get away with a pitch, that was definitely the one pitch I'm glad I got away with. Because you've got a great hitter, there in Chris Bryant, be able to, keep that in the ballpark and then Herrera making an amazing play, the second time, outstanding for him to be able to do that and to, go all out. And glad he didn't get hurt, but, it's just real nice to be able to see that was able to that it kind of happened and everything kind of, it's just a surreal moment.
What does it mean to you? You've had big moments in your career. What does this mean?
Yeah, I think, nothing will top winning a World Series, but I think this is probably, on that top list. That's right under it. Being able to go out there and feel confident, executing pitches, being able to keep guys, especially the type of team that I was facing, they're, the young, future of the Cubs, and they're, the young superstars. So, to be able to keep those guys off balance because they can put some serious damage on any sort of pitcher, no matter, what type of accolades you have. And then getting the plays that I was able to get, able to, keep the guys off balance enough, and, guys are making huge plays behind me.
When did you think you had a chance?
I think I was just happy that I was able to execute pitches in the first 2 innings. I've had kind of a tough time in the past couple of weeks to be able to do so. So, being able to be out there, finally feel like I had a comfortable rhythm, especially in my mechanics and, all the stuff I've been working on the past couple of days, that it finally felt like it was clicking, and then I was able to just let things happen. Cheech and I had a great, just a great approach, before the game went over, what we wanted to try to accomplish, and then we were able to just go out there and accomplish it. And, executing pitch after pitch made it kind of easy. When you're able to do that, you're not getting behind in the count. You don't feel that sort of pressure build up. But, it's something that, it's definitely one of the more special moments I've had.
Did you feel pressure when in like your 6th, 7th, 8th inning, as you have a no-hitter and you're checking off the outs? I mean, are you feeling more and more tense going on?
No, I thought, every time you think about it, you watch a guy pitch, being able to be here for Roy's perfect game and no-hitter, you're trying to put yourself in that same scenario just in case you are there. You kind of have some sort of preparation for it, but it's nothing like what you prepare for. I think the game kind of slows down a little bit, and you're able to kind of harness your adrenaline a little bit more and actually let it release when you're releasing the pitch, opposed to just kind of, the whole time you're there, not getting carried away with it.
You've been struggling the last couple of weeks, and remembering the start before Hamels' perfect game, you got beat up pretty good. And I'm wondering, does that help, like the in-between starts or the in-between time to kind of get everything right going into the start?
I think, no matter how good you are or good you think you are, sometimes I think you need, checkpoints, and you definitely get humbled in this game. And I think that's kind of what happens sometimes is, you can't just keep going through, in the big leagues, but trying to get away with stuff. And if you're not fixing and trying to, correct, any sort of game plan, mechanical flaw, just getting back to executing and being yourself a little bit more, I think that's good because it slows you back down and you get back to the basics. And then once you're able to do that, then you can go back to being yourself and being able to execute pitches and, being the type of pitcher that you expect to be.
Cole, what do you think about this possibly being your last start in a Phillies uniform, going out possibly with a no-hitter?
I mean, it's not what, I envisioned, it's not what I thought. So it's not in my thought process. I think, all I've been thinking about the past couple of days was just to kind of correct my pitching. Just being able to be out there and enjoy the moment. Sometimes you kind of get a little carried away and, get complacent with knowing that, being in the big leagues is pretty special. And to be able to do so for, any sort of ball club, any city, it's a special moment, and you want to be able to do it for as long as you possibly can, because some people don't have those opportunities. So I think it's just kind of getting back to, cherishing the moment that I have and to go out and, deliver the type of expectations that I have on myself and what everybody else envisions.
How mentally tough are you compared to 2 years ago when you have to talk about not being traded or traded for 2 years now, just dealing with that?
I think it kind of becomes the nature of the game. I think that's something that you don't expect, for a while, especially when you're playing on a winning ball club. But at the same time, it's kind of what happens in this day and age. It happens more and more. you can't really take things too lightly. I guess you kind of have to take it as a compliment because it means you're playing the game really well, and you're able to play it long enough that it might happen to probably everybody. There aren't as many Derek Jeters or Chipper Joneses or Tony Gwynn's or Kyle Ripken guys out there. That just doesn't happen anymore. So you just have to play and be happy with who you are and where you're at, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to live in the moment and been enjoying every moment that I have, and that's kind of the game plan I think that we have to take and stay to.
Cole, here in Chicago, your name has come up once or twice here in Chicago, as you might well know. Is there any crazy sense of irony or coincidence in doing this in this ballpark?
No, I mean, there's a great history in this ballpark. It's a fun place to come and play. I know it's, a lot of our top places to play. This is something that I grew up watching was, on the WGM, the Cubs playing when I was a kid. So, to be able to play in a day game and, just knowing that I'm able to go out there and enjoy it and be myself. And obviously this is what happened, which is, a special moment.
Given the buzz around this team, could you see yourself pitching here? If that were the case, if you were to be traded?
I mean, that's kind of tough to really answer because right now I'm, wearing the Phillies red, and that's where I've planned to play. So, I think that's kind of all I can really do. It's out of my control. I think, I try to wake up every day and drive to Citizen Bank Park and play with the big P on my chest, and that's kind of what I've done since the moment I got drafted by him, and that's what I'm going to continue to do until somebody says no.
How do you had a spike in velocity today. Do you believe that gun, or did you feel it coming out of your hand even harder?
No, I think in the bullpen that I had a couple days ago, I finally felt like things were kind of clicking better than they were in the past couple weeks. So being able to build that up, and you always want to get back out there, and you're trying to get that sort of excitement back, especially when you end the way that I've ended the last game. You want to get back out there, and you've got a little bit more excitement because you feel like you're confident that I was able to correct what I had to in the past 6 days, and now I want to go out and show it.
And the deadline wasn't on your mind at all in terms of, I had 2 tough ones. This is the real me today. I mean, we never.
No. I think obviously this is confident me, and this is the me that goes out and pitches, and I don't think I had that necessarily because of a flaw that I had, and so once you're able to correct it, you gain that confidence back, and that I can go out there and be myself.
You got a guy like,
Two more.
you got a guy like Carlos Ruiz. He's got 4 of these now. That's tied for MLB record. What did it mean to have him there? What did he do to help you get through this?
He and I have really been able to build a really good rapport with each other. I mean, we get into habits where we don't even need to call signs, and I think that's something special. And I think anybody who's been able to have a combination like that kind of has that understanding that it's when you're able to get that, it's special, and that's tough to be able to develop. He's a tremendous catcher, and it just shows. I mean, if he wasn't, he wouldn't be catching this many no-hitter perfect games. So it's I know all of us have been fortunate enough to be able to have him, and I know you have Cliff and Oswald and Doc and all these guys have been really lucky, and they all say it that Chooch is one of the best catchers we've ever had. So to be able to do this with him, it's a great great memory that both of them will continue to have, because I know we've been able to do a lot, and I know we want to continue to do what we can.
Cole,
One more time.
Cole, what
Todd,
do you think
one
what do you think this next week is going to be like for you? What are you expecting?
For me, it's get back out there and focus on not letting this sort of game get too big. I know when you are able to accomplish great feats in this game, you have to stay humble by them, because you don't want to let it get carried away. And I've got another game in 5 days, and that's what I'm going to definitely try to focus on, and make sure that everything I've worked on the past 6 days is going to stay intact, and I have the same mental approach. And I think that's all I can do. I mean, that's the only thing I can affect.
But do you expect to be at Citizen Bank Park a week from today?
That's what I'm wearing. That's what I expect. So.
What do you think this might have done for your trade value?
I have no. You guys are right about it.